What if the sum of $110,000 was not a fantasy, but a memory of a future you have already selected? Most people are deaf to their own fortune because they are listening to the noise of the world. But you are here because the silence within you has finally become louder than the chaos outside. This is not a video about hoping for wealth. This is a divine decree. By the time this recording ends, you will not just understand how to manifest this specific amount. You will realize that the transaction has already been cleared in the only place that matters. The universe is ready to speak. Are you ready to accept? Listen closely, not with your ears, but with the silent vibratory receptivity of your inner being. There is a voice that speaks within you, quieter than a whisper, but more thunderous than any storm. A voice that does not suggest, but decrees. It is the voice of the universe, the operant power of your own wonderful human imagination. And right now, it is breaking the silence of your doubt to deliver a specific, unalterable promise. It says to you with the weight of absolute certainty, I will be sending $110,000 in cash to your bank account today. This is not a metaphor. This is not a hopeful wish drifting in the ether. It is a divine statement of fact, waiting for your acceptance to harden into this three-dimensional reality. You must understand that when the inner voice speaks this figure, $110 million, it is not asking if you are worthy, nor is it inquiring if you know how to handle such abundance. The universe does not bargain. It simply gives what you are capable of accepting as true. The moment you hear this decree internally, you must instantly arrest the analytical mind that screams, how, or when, or impossible. To question the decree is to sever the connection. Instead, you must stand in the nakedness of your own consciousness and accept this statement as a finished, sealed verdict. The money is not coming. It has already been sent in the realm of cause, and your acceptance is the only vessel required to receive it. The language of the universe is purely the language of certainty. It does not speak in tentative hopes or, maybe one day. When the I am within you articulates this abundance, the creation is finished. In the invisible world, which is the only true reality, that bank balance is already a fact. You are not waiting for the money to be created. You are simply adjusting your frequency to the reality where it already exists. The vibration of $110,000 is a specific frequency of security, freedom, and power, and the universe has just tuned you into it. Do not dial back to the station of lack. Stay tuned. Consider this decree as a contract signed in blood and spirit. Once the unseen speaks, the outer world has no choice but to mold itself to fit the command. The skepticism you feel is merely the old man, the old self, trying to survive in the face of this new massive expansion. But you are greater than the doubt. You are the operant power that heard the promise. By accepting this specific amount today, you are telling the universe that you are a container large enough to hold this flood of wealth. You are aligning with the inevitable. This is the divine law. The conceiving of the idea is the beginning, but the acceptance of its truth is the completion. You have heard the voice. I will be sending $110,000 in cash to your bank account today. It is done. The decree has gone forth and it shall not return void. But to witness this in the flesh, you must understand the mechanism of the reality you inhabit. But that's only the surface of the mystery. True wealth has never been about paper currency or digital numbers on a screen. These are merely the shadows cast by the light of your consciousness. Wealth is a state of mind, a specific arrangement of your internal furniture. If you are trying to get money, you will forever be in a state of trying, which is the state of lack. To receive this $110,000, you must realize that money is simply energy responding to the command of your identity. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. The universe is not punishing you for poverty, nor rewarding you for wealth. It is simply reflecting your internal temperature. The principle is ancient and immutable. As within, so without. Your external world is a merciless mirror. If you see lack, debt, and struggle in the mirror, do not try to break the glass. You must change the face you are presenting to it. The $110,000 cannot appear in the mirror of your life until you embody the consciousness of the multimillionaire in front of it. You must look into your own soul and see the abundance there first. The physical cash is just the second witness. The internal feeling of wealth is the first and only necessary witness. This requires a radical, mystical death. You must die to the old version of yourself that identifies with financial struggle, the version that checks price tags with anxiety, the version that says, I can't afford it. That person must be buried today. You must resurrect as the being who already possesses the $110,000. This is an identity shift, not a behavioral change. You are not faking it. You are becoming it. You are stepping into the suit of the person who has already received the transfer. How does that person breathe? How do they walk? How do they sleep? That is who you must become. The most powerful tool you possess is the name of God. I am. When you say, I am wealthy, I am secure, I am the possessor of $110,000, you are not describing a future hope. You are claiming a present reality. The universe reacts to I am like a servant to a master. It does not judge, it fulfills. By shifting your I am from I am wanting to I am having, you force the molecules of your physical world to rearrange. The confusion in your life comes from a divided house, saying I want wealth but feeling I am poor. Unite the feeling with the assumption. When this shift in consciousness is complete, the money becomes a secondary detail, a natural byproduct of who you are. You stop chasing. Does a billionaire chase a dollar? No, they attract it by virtue of their state. You are now shifting your center of gravity from the world of effects to the world of cause. You are taking your throne. But knowing this is not enough, you must know how to occupy this state continuously. Here's what changes everything. You must learn the art of living in the end. This is the great secret. Most people think of the end. They think of the money as something distant, something to be reached. You must think from the end. You must position your consciousness at the finish line, where the $110,000 is already sitting in your account. You are not moving towards the money. You are moving from the state of having received it. You are looking back at your current struggles as a memory, not a present reality. This mental displacement is the key to miracles. Engage your inner senses with the intensity of a lover. Close your eyes and do not just visualize. Experience. Feel the texture of the bank statement in your hands. See the digits $110,000 glowing on your phone screen with such vividness that when you open your eyes, the physical world seems dim by comparison. Smell the leather of the new car. Hear the sound of the ocean from your new terrace. These imaginal acts are not daydreams. They are the true reality impressing itself upon the subconscious mind. You are impregnating the void with your specific desire. Gratitude is the seal of this impression. When you can say, "Thank you, Father," before the physical evidence appears, you are demonstrating the ultimate faith. You thank God because you know it is done. This gratitude is not a manipulation. It is the natural relief of the wish fulfilled. It is the deep exhale of the soul that knows the burden of poverty has been lifted. If you are still anxious, you have not truly thanked. Gratitude implies reception. You give thanks because you have received, even if the world has not yet seen it. This state of wealth must become natural to you. It should not feel like a frantic excitement which implies doubt and surprise. It should feel like your shoes, comfortable, worn in, ordinary. It is natural for you to have $110,000. It is your birthright. When the feeling of wealth becomes as natural as breathing, when it becomes your ordinary dwelling place, that is when it hardens into fact. You do not manifest what you desire. You manifest what is natural to you. Make abundance your new normal. Living in the end means you no longer look for signs. You are the sign. You walk through your day carrying the secret knowledge that your fortune is secured. You treat your current world with a detached grace, knowing it is changing. But as you walk this path, the senses will scream at you. The old world will try to pull you back. Now go deeper. You must become a master of ignoring sensory evidence. Your senses are liars. They only report on the past. The debt you see, the empty wallet, the bills, these are merely echoes of your past thoughts, residue of a state you have already left. To react to them is to resurrect the dead. You must look at your current lack and deny its authority. It has no life unless you give it your attention. You are walking by faith, which is loyalty to the unseen reality, not by sight, which is slavery to the seen. Doubt is the thief in the night. It comes to steal your seed before it has a chance to harvest. When the thought comes, "But where is it? It's not working," recognize it immediately as an intruder. Do not fight the doubt. Simply replace it with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Return to the end. I remember when I was worried about money, but now I have $110,000. Talk to yourself from the perspective of success. Do not let the thief reside in your mental house. Time is an illusion of the conscious mind. In the deep dimension of the subconscious, there is only now. The moment you accepted the state of wealth, it was instant. The delay you perceive is only the time it takes for you to establish the naturalness of the belief. Do not watch the clock. Watching the clock implies waiting, and waiting implies lack. Live in the instant of fulfillment. The more intense your feeling of "I have it now," the quicker the time collapses. You must remain steadfast, immovable like a rock in a raging river. The world may shout shortage. The news may scream recession. Your friends may talk of struggle. You remain unmoved. You know something they do not. You have seen the end. This steadfastness is what separates the dreamer from the master. You are holding the note of abundance while the world plays the noise of lack. Eventually, the world must tune itself to your note. When you deny the evidence of the senses, you are asserting your dominance over matter. You are declaring that you are spirit, and matter is your servant. This is the ultimate freedom. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a creator of circumstance. And as you stand firm in this conviction, ignoring the shadows, the light begins to break through in unexpected ways. And then the bridge appears. Once your subconscious mind has accepted the imprint of the $110,000, it begins to orchestrate a bridge of incidents. These are the series of events, meetings, coincidences, and accidents that lead you inevitably to your goal. You do not build this bridge, you walk across it. You may meet a stranger, find an investment, receive a legacy, or have a brilliant idea. These are not random. They are the subconscious compulsion of the world moving to fulfill your command. You must surrender the how. It is not your job to figure out how $110,000 will come to you. That belongs to the infinite intelligence that knows ways you cannot conceive. If you try to dictate the means, it must come from the lottery, or it must come from my job. You limit the power. The universe has a billion ways to deliver your cash. Your only job is the what and the acceptance of the end. Leave the mechanics to the depth of your own being. This does not mean you do nothing, but your action comes from a different place. You do not act from desperation or hustle. You act from inspiration. You move when you are moved. When you are living in the end, you will find yourself doing things naturally, without stress, that lead you to the money. It will feel like flow, like a sequence of perfect timings. This is effortless action, born of the state of abundance, not the grind of poverty. Persistence is your only responsibility. Not persistence in effort, but persistence in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you fall out of the state, simply return. Go back to the feeling of the $110,000 in your account. Do it again and again until it is the dominant tone of your life. You are grooving a new track in the record of your mind. Eventually, the state hardens into fact. The bridge of incidents completes its arc, and the money appears in your physical world as naturally as rain falls from a cloud. You will look back and see that it could not have happened any other way. You are the operant power. The $110,000 is yours. It is done. You have heard the decree. The old version of you, the one who waited, the one who doubted, has no place here anymore. You have stepped into a reality where $110,000 is not a dream, but a fact awaiting its physical arrival. Do not shake off this feeling. This feeling is the money itself. Now I ask you, are you brave enough to walk out of this moment and refuse to look back at the shadow of lack? If you are ready to hold this state until it hardens into rock-solid fact, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This is your signal to the universe that you are serious. Tell me in the comments, I accept the decree. It is done. And do not stop here. The next video contains the key to accelerating this bridge of incidents. Click it now and let the unfolding continue.